This is a preview file.
Hi everyone, it's Teacher Bernadett and welcome to our Monday morning ring. So now that I've told you what day it is, can you tell me what day it will be tomorrow? Tuesday, very good. And what day comes after Tuesday? Wednesday, very good. So now that you can tell me what comes after Monday and what comes after Tuesday, how many days are there in a week again? Because I sometimes forget. 7, are you sure? Good, I think it's 7. But to make sure that it's 7, let's sing our song. Are you ready? Okay. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Very good, everyone. Now, the next question on my mind is, what month are we in? Because, sometimes during this lockdown, we don't actually always know what day it is, what month it is, sometimes what year it is. So, let's quickly think, what month are we in again? May. We are in the month of May. And like we said, the month of May is the 5th month of the year. So let's do our month of the year song to make sure that we know exactly what month is coming next. You ready? Let's go. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Very good. So now that we know the days of the week and months of the year, what shall we do next? I think before we do anything else, I want us to close our eyes for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Open your eyes. Let's see. I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to think really, really hard. I don't want the answer, fine, thank you. I want you to really tell me how you feel. Because if you remember, we did some emotions last week. So I want to see, not last week, a week before. So I want to see if you can remember some of those emotions and if you learned any other emotions. So I'm going to ask you, how are you today? Are you good? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you frustrated? Are you angry? Are you joyful? Are you lonely? How are you feeling? Let me know how you're feeling. And if you can remember what to do when you feel certain things, see if you can do it. See if you can make yourself feel better if you are having a bad day. And see if you can spread your good day around if you are having a very, very good day. Okay, now moving on to our alphabet. So, this week we are learning all about the letter O. And the letter O makes the sound O, like orange. But we'll discuss the letter O in more detail tomorrow. But first, let's do our alphabet song, because I know you all love singing the alphabet song. So, you ready? Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time won't you sing with me? Very good, everyone. So now that we know the days of the week, the months of the year, and our alphabet, we need to count. And I think I'm only going to count to a specific number. You'll find out which one it is. But then I want you to pause the video and see how far you can count. But remember, if you skip a number, that means you have to start over again. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Now, pause the video and see how far you can get with your counting. Okay. Now, we're going to look a little bit, we started looking at sounds the last 2 weeks, so we're going to look a little bit at sounds again this week. So for today, we're going to focus on beginning sounds. So we're going to look at what sound a word starts with. So if we look at the word teacher, what does it start with? It starts with a T. Now, can you think of any other words that start with a T? I can think of totem pole, or table, or tailspoon, or talent. Can you think of any others? Let me know. So that is what we're going to do a bit later as well. But I want you to think of different letters of the alphabet and think of 5 words for each letter of the alphabet. So we're going to see what words you know that start with specific letters. Okay. Now, moving on to our theme for the week. Our theme this week is, if you can see behind me, around the garden. Now, one thing to remember that's very important is that not everyone has a garden, and sometimes if you have a garden, it's so small it doesn't really count as a garden. So if you don't have a garden, this theme can still be for you, because the world is our garden. When we go for our morning walks during this lockdown, you can walk in the parks or past people's streets, and you can see if you can find different plants, different insects, different animals in people's yards. Sometimes you see chickens, sometimes you can see a rabbit. Mostly we see dogs and cats though. So see what you can see on your morning walk. So if you don't have a garden, it doesn't matter. You can use other people's gardens to look into. Or if you're a little bit nervous to look into other people's gardens through their gates, don't do it creepily, just, look as you walk past. What you can do is look at gardens on the internet if you really want to. But today we're going to look at what can we find in gardens. There are many things we can find in gardens. I already mentioned a few. Some people have pets in their gardens. I wouldn't put Liza, my hamster, in the garden because I'll never find her again, hey? So some pets are in gardens, some aren't. You wouldn't really find a goldfish swimming in the grass, would you? No. So we can find some pets in the garden. We can find different plants. Like here's a plant. It's not in the garden, but I make a garden in my own house. And here's another plant hiding behind the teddy over there. You can find different plants. You can find flowers and trees and grass and ground and dirt and sand and rocks. You can find bushes and weeds. You can find fruits and vegetables and herbs. Some people have lavender and mint and rosemary and parsley in their gardens, because those grow very easily, and a lot of people love using them in their garden and in their cooking. So those are some things we can find. We can also find different insects. We can find some worms. We won't find butterflies now because it is autumn. Butterflies are more spring and summer, but we can find beetles and ants. We can always find ants and spiders. Some people unfortunately also find scorpions. I wouldn't want to find a scorpion in my garden, that's for sure. So yeah, go outside. If you don't have your own garden, go outside during lockdown outside times, and you can go look in the gardens and the streets there with mommy and daddy, of course. Do not do this by yourself, it's not safe, but see what you can find and let me know. Let me know if you can find interesting things, odd things, colorful things, things with patterns, things that you think have no color, things that smell really nice. What can you hear? Can you hear the crickets? Can you hear ants? Can you hear the grass growing? No. Let's see what you can hear. Some people hear birds. Other people hear rats. Oh no. Rats and mice that aren't pets. Because some people keep them as pets, but I know I have a rat in my garden that is not a pet. So, you know, be careful. Be careful what you hear, see and smell, and try not to taste. I don't think that would be good for us at all. But see what you can see in your garden and join us for our other activities later, but also tomorrow to see what else you can find in your garden. I'll see you all soon. Bye guys. Hi everyone, it's Teacher Bernadett and welcome to Monday's activity. So for today's activity, what we are going to be looking at is shapes and colors. Now I know you all know your shapes and colors very well, but this is just to make sure that you know exactly all your shapes and all your colors. But for today, we are going to look at the color purple, the color pink, the color yellow, and the color blue. We are also looking at the 2D shapes, the triangle, the circle, the square, and the rectangle. And we are going to do this in a fun way by coloring in every shape in a different color. So the worksheet, let me just get the worksheet for you to show you, is this. So what we're going to do is you're going to look and it says triangle purple. So you're going to look for all the triangles in your picture and you are going to color it in. What color? Purple. And you're going to do pink circles, yellow squares, and blue rectangles. And by the end of it, you're going to have a beautifully patterned and colorful butterfly. So you can use paint, crayons, waxies, twisties, pencils, anything you have. Just make sure that you use purple, pink, yellow, and blue. If you don't have one of the colors, you can swap it out. So instead of having purple triangles, you can have orange triangles. Just make sure that every shape is a different color. So let's get started. So there you go, we've colored in our butterflies, our shape butterflies. Like you can see, you can use, this was pencil, this was crayon, so you can use whatever you want. You can even use paint. A trick is if you don't have different colors of blue, so different shades, so say for example a light blue, a darker blue, and then a very dark blue. So if you don't have those but you want to make your blues look just a little bit different, what you can do is press harder on one of the shapes and lighter on the other shape, and that way it looks like two different colors of blue, but actually you're using the same pencil or the same crayon. So that's a trick. If you want to use it, you can use it. If not, color the whole thing in exactly the way you want it. That is perfect. But I hope you had fun learning not only your colors and your shapes, but practicing your pencil grip, your coloring skills, and your looking eyes, your seeing skills, because you have to look very carefully to make sure that you get all the shapes and you make sure that you color in the shape the right color. So if you finish this, I'm very proud of you, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Bye everyone. This is our poem for the week. It is called Insects, and we're gonna read this poem every day so that by the end of the week we'll know our poem. So let's go. Insects. Is that bug an insect? Can it be? Count the body parts. Are there 3? Count the legs. Are there 6 that you see on its head? Are there 2 antennae? If you answer yes, no. Hi everyone, it's Teacher Bernadett and welcome to our art activity. So for today's art activity, we are going to look a little bit at our body image again. So we're going to draw ourselves, and again, if you struggle with what you look like or how to draw yourself, go look in a mirror and see if you can help yourself out. Now, because our theme is around the garden, we're going to draw ourselves in a garden. Now you can choose any garden you want. This can be a magical garden, a real garden, your friend's garden, because some people don't have gardens. So it can even be a garden you saw on your walk this morning. So, sounds easy, right? Because there's a trick. There's a trick, because I know that you can all do this so well that I needed to add a little bit extra just to make sure that it wakes your brain up a little bit. So what I want you to do is to draw your garden, but I want you to draw your garden using shapes. So we're going to look at our different shapes this week a little bit. So you can use your triangles, your rectangles, your hearts, your diamonds, your squares, circles, ovals, stars, any shape you can think of that you want to use in your garden. Use that. Use any colors you want, as many colors as you want. You can color in, like I'm going to color in with pencils. You can paint if you have some paint. You can use waxies, twisties, anything you have, and let's get started. And there you go, a beautiful self-portrait of yourself in a garden, either made up or not. I can tell you now, I've never seen this garden before, but I drew a garden with some oval clouds, some oval and triangle birds, some rectangle swings, some circle and oval flowers, and the circle sun. So I can't wait to see what body image you drew and what garden you chose to draw. So I hope to see some pictures, and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.